Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first lecture series on microeconomics. I'm your instructor Jamal Haider, and some of you already know me. I am also teaching accounting, finance as well. So, our preferred course book for this series will be Principle of Economics by Moncrief, 2008 edition. So you don't have to download the book or purchase the book. I have that book so in PDF. So I will be uploading its chapters, which we will be covering during our 16 lectures. So I'm going to be uploading this lecture on our WeChat group and also the Blackboard. The second preferred book will be The Principle of Economics by Case, Fear, and Oster, and we will be covering some parts over there from its ninth edition. So regarding our exam policy, so I have decided this course as we're gonna be taking our assignments 40% and midterm 30% and final 30% as well. So remember, the assignments are big proportion, and my tagline is that don't waste this extra marks, right? So submit your assignments on time and you will be good to go for 40%. So remember, take those assignments seriously because you can just compare it that it is 40% for your overall evaluation. Okay, let's begin. So we will be covering our chapter number 1, which is 10th principle of economics, and we will be covering this one by one. So every principle here has a whole chapter, so we will be discussing in detail in our coming lectures. But also among this 10 principles of economics, some principles belong to micro and some belongs to macro. Since this course is micro, so we will be skipping those chapters which belong to macro. So to begin with our chapter 1, so there are some concepts that you should know. Number 1 is resource. What is resource? So think about that. What is resource? Resource means anything that has economic value. So it means all those things that are free, that are not called resources. So like services of housewife and your mom is not resource, because why? Because it has free nature. And those who has economic value like land, building, gold, and services of a maid, nannies, right? Because you pay for them, so that is called resource. So also the air in which we breathe, for example outside air, fresh air, the morning breeze we breathe, that is also not resource because we are not paying that. But inside the school or inside your home, the air conditioning or the cool breeze that is coming from your AC air conditioning, that is resource. Why? Because you're paying for the utility bills. Okay, so the next one is economy. So economy is a Greek word coming from economics, which means one who manages household. So economy has very close relationship with the overall society as well. For example, in fact, households and the economies have much in common. Likewise, in household, we see that we arrange responsibilities of like who cooks dinner, who does laundry. So it means households allocate resources among members, taking into account each member's ability, efforts, and desires. Similarly, in society, So we must decide what jobs will be done, who will do them, and who grow like foods, and who makes clothing, who make engineering works, who will go to the programming, right? So economy and household resembles in a way that we allocate some kind of responsibilities, like who do laundry, who does the housekeeping, or who cooks dinner. Similarly in economy, so a society must decide that what kind of jobs done by whom. So economy is a study of mankind in an ordinary business of life, by Alfred Marshall, who is also known as the father of economics. So in simple words, economy is a group of people interacting with one another as they go about their lives. Now think about that. What does it mean? So if I need clothes, so I interact with tailor. Tailor needs clothes, or the raw material. It contact with the shopkeepers who provide, cloths and all the stuff. The shopkeepers can interact with others who produce the cloth and thread, and those shopkeepers or middlemen who have that kind of raw material, they contact with the farmers who grow crops, you know from which the clothes and the thread are made. So that's why we call that economy is a group of people interacting with one another as they go about their lives. Okay, let's move towards the other concepts which we need to understand: the relationship between society and scarce resources. So the management of society's resources is important because resources are scarce. And what do we mean by scarce? So the scarcity means the society has limited resources and therefore cannot produce all goods and services people wish to have. Here is the key word, is wish. So if I wish that I have Ferrari, I don't have the means to buy it, so it means I have a limited resources. Similarly, if I want to have a Burger King and I don't have Burger King in my area, and I cannot afford to go to America and buy that and then just come back to my home country. I can do that, yes, but I don't have that means. It means limited resources. I can only wish. Similarly in the societies. So society has to manage the resources. If society all put its resources to the farmers, then the programmers, they cannot do anything. The engineers, they cannot do anything. So only farmers, are they are giving resources to produce the crops, and only those related items like fertilizers and all the stuff. So the all other parties like bankers, they are left behind. So in a way that society must decide that how much resources it can distribute among different sectors. So here we go now to understand the concept economics. So economics is the study of how society manages its scarce resources. It has some connection with the scarcity which we just discussed in our previous slide. So the word here is choose. Like I told you, if all the resources are diverted to the agriculture sector, then the other sector like banking, investments, engineering sector, construction sector, or they are left behind or deprived of. So the resources are allocated through the combined actions of millions of households and firms. So economics is a behavioral or social science. In simple words, it is the study of how people make choices. So, for example, you are going to the college, you are obtaining the degree of management. So what are your resources diverted to? Becoming bankers or marketing agents, or opening your own business. So your resources are diverted towards the studies of management, and to become the or to opting or the like managerial role or developing your own business. So that's why we call that how people make choices. And how it is called the behavioral or social sciences. So how people behave. For example, if the price goes up, what are their behavior? Are they buying more or are they buying less? Right? And how we can see that? Because in a society there are households and firms. Household also works for the firms, one produce goods and services and sold to again the household in a society. So economics is the study of how society manages its scarce resources. So now summer is coming. So society members divert their resources to buy cold beverages, right? So it means households divert their resources to buy cold drinks. Similarly, the society diverts its resources to those firms who produce cold beverages. So this is the study of how economics works.